Okay, Dave, nice to have another catch-up. Of course, all what's been going on. I'm pretty sure you're happy and ready now for competitive football to start again.
Yeah, well, it's the first time in what seems like a very long while that we've been able to concentrate on football. You know, virtually all of last year we couldn't do that because the incessant amount of games. With the turnover of players and everything else that has been going on in the last sort of whatever 2 months, I actually feel though we can actually concentrate on football, which is the irony of being a bit of a football manager. So I've certainly enjoyed this last week, and I hope the players have too.
As you said, you've been busy putting your squad together. What have you seen from those players that you've had in training now?
We've seen that they are responding to what we're after. We've seen that they're good players in their own individual ways, and we've just got to make sure that they become a cohesive group and a cohesive team, and that's the challenge now going forward. I
think you've said, haven't you, previously, football management at times can be a lonely job, and this has been very tough for you, but I think you've had quite a lot of support from your players and from your staff. Yeah, well,
it is a lonely job, there's no getting around that, but then I also think it's the opposite of that. I don't ever profess to be a one-man manager, if you like, or anything like that. I try and manage as a team for the team, and that doesn't just mean Kenny and Alex and Fred. That means all the way through Lee Bell and Michael Jackson, Aidan and Sam and Matty and Ryan. All the way through the academy on the coaching side, never mind the sports science and the physio side. So, when you are going through a bit of a rough patch, then everyone pulls together like I do for them, and that's what happened. And I'm thankful and grateful that we've got such good people and such good staff.
For you, on the personal note, though, what have you learned in what has been a real transformation over a short period of time?
A lot. You do. You learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself. You certainly learn a lot about other people. And I think it gives you some comfort that you were right with certain people. You didn't get it right with others. You're grateful that you're a club that understands and has stability above you, and a real understanding of how tough the job is and what you have to go through. So I think the lessons I've learned in this last 2 months, or this summer, if you like, I'm grateful I did it at this football club, really, because there's a lot of noise around football managers at every club. A lot of it that's probably distraction, whereas at this football club you know that you can just get on with the job, and there's still a lot of noise, but you also know that you've got the support of everyone that's with you, and that's important. I think that's important for a manager, because like I say, when you're laying in bed at night, and it was interesting, I was laying in bed this morning, woke up, and I remembered the name of a person who I was sat talking to on Monday night at Bolton, who I forgot. It come to me this morning, and it's things like that go, oh, bloody hell, yeah. I thought, I'm probably going to have some more sleepless nights this year, but that's the kind of thing that when you are going through a tough patch, the odd phone call, the odd message, it means a lot, it does, and it helps you just sort of, slap yourselves around the chops and say, come on, you big wuss, get on with it, kind of thing. You're doing a great job, and that's important, because at the end of the day they all look up to me as well, and they expect me to be like that, and not that I particularly feel sorry for myself, but it's important that I keep driving this football club forward.
It's interesting that, because that's a follow-up question I want to put to you, in terms of you've lost a lot of good players for many different reasons. Some have gone free, some have got a contract problem, some have brought you a lot of money in the club. You and your board of directors, how can you look forward to try and keep Crewe on the right path? Because football has changed, isn't it, very quickly. What I'm trying to say is, can you learn things from what's happened in this last 2 months as you go forward?
Yeah, well, we sort of knew this was coming, but at the same time we tried to delay, hence why Harry had come back on loan and that kind of stuff. But for me, this football club, there's 2 ways of gaining success, and I think 90% of the fans understand that. There's winning games of football, and we've always got to do a certain amount of that, and we've done that, and we got promoted 2 years ago. There's also successes achieved at this football club by selling players, developing them and selling them on. And if that's what I believe to be true, and I hope, hopefully the majority of the fans believe that, we've just had another promotion summer. Didn't equate to any points, but we've just had a promotion summer because we've just sold X amount of millions, or hundreds of thousands, whatever it is. You know, so we've had success in that sort of dimension as well. So we've got to, you know, would we want that bigger churn rate of players? No, probably not. But then we haven't dictated that. The market's dictated that, and in some cases players have dictated that. So that's fine. We get on with that, and we start not over again, because that suggests we're starting right at the bottom. We're league higher than this situation 4 years ago. We're in a far better place in terms of club. We're in a far better place in terms of philosophy and playing style, in my opinion. And we've got a great chance of having another successful season. So, is there work to do? Of course there is. You know, we've worked hard this last week, and the hard work will continue. You know, I was talking to Paul Cook on Monday night. You know, Ipswich hadn't got off to a great start. You know, I've got a new team. I'm at 18 signs or something. It takes time. You know, and he was volunteering that. I certainly didn't say what you're doing. You know, oh, you're down near the bottom. You know, he volunteered that. So, you know, even managers with huge budgets and more experience are going through the same thing and expected to get it right, and we're no different.
It's going to be interesting, that team selection that comes out at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. But you must be well pleased with that competition and that sort of options that you've got available to you. Yeah,
of course. You know, like I say, when you're naming 6 subs at Oxford, the sort of team picks itself really. So it'd be nice to actually discuss the merits of one player against another, against his opposite number, and it will give us the best platform to get 3 points. Because at the end of the day, that's, like I just said, that's one way of us measuring success at this football club. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday as well.
And as you say, they've all fitted in well for you, have the boys who've come along?
Yeah, you know, we try to do as much character referencing as possible, so we're not getting, you know, problems, if you want for a better word, you know, characters of misguided characters. We try to get good people, and we believe we've got that. You know, we felt we had that, you know, with the 2 lads that have left us, and they were good characters, make no bones about it, but they've decided to leave for you know, for their own personal reasons, which is fine and understandable. You know, and so that didn't help, but that was that. And then the players that have come in since, they're also equally of reputable character, and we've got to, like I say, we've got to get them playing our way and playing to how we want them to play, and then hopefully be successful at it.
Well, it seems as though it's been coming at the right time, that international break for you and your coaching staff. Do you also feel that the players have benefited from that as well, you know, before you send them out against Shrewsbury?
I think so, yeah. I appreciate that people will then judge the success of this last week's training based on one 90-minute performance on Saturday. That's the craziness of football, and it shouldn't be based on that, but I'm sure most people will base it on that. But as long as we see improvement, we have seen improvement in each game. We have. we want to see more improvement and continued improvement. That's the key. We can't we can't just expect to win games of football from where we've been. And that was the same last year. You have to constantly improve. You have to constantly evolve. Because if not, somebody will come along and get you. And that's the same now.
Yeah, one win and a couple of goals here and there will make everybody feel better.
Yeah, of course. Look, we've had, I think this is the 7th away game in the first 9 games. It's not been kind in that sense. Yes, we've won a couple of games in the Cup. And we've played a Premier League team and done well there. So we know we've got it in us. But we've got to be more consistent, and we've got to pick points up in the league as well. You know, that's the bread and butter, and that'll be the challenge certainly for the next few games. So, you know, we've got to, like I say, take on board what we're trying to get into them, and be successful at it to give us the best chance of winning games of football.
We've talked a lot about the recruitment that's gone on. The non-contract area is still available to you. Is that something that you're looking at and just seeing whether you can top it up?
Yeah, we've always got. We're always looking. We have to. We can't not look, because if we find someone, then we'll go for them. It's as simple as that. So we're hopeful that. A gem that nobody's seen crops up, and if that's the case, then we'll make a move. It's as simple as that.